What is up, y'all? It is your boy Winston Wolf, back with another half-ass video before I go to work. Man, just watched this Shang-Chi trailer. Brother, what is Marvel doing? I mean, I know what they're doing. They're trying to cater to the Asian audience. You probably heard here and there, especially the last couple of years, a lot of how movies adjust things. They have extra scenes. Sometimes the movie is just completely cut of an Asian release over in the Far East. Sorry, I got the sniffles. Might be getting the COVID. Hopefully, I need a break. But yeah, I mean, that's what this looks like. It looks like an obvious attempt at pandering to that audience. I don't know if it's pandering, because there's big money there. They always had an insane population of people. So along with a big population, there's usually a lot of money to be had within that population, because if you have a population that big, you need a society that big, and then you need a lot of industry, a lot of money, blah, 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 blah. So there's money there. So, I mean, I guess that's, if you don't go after that market, you're probably an idiot. But I just don't like them straying from, a formula that works. Because when I watched this trailer, and even as a kid, see, like, I grew up poor as fuck. So I would get comics, but I'd get those, like the grab bag. They would have, like, maybe 6-10 comics that were like shrink wrapped together, that it was just overstock. It was shit that they couldn't get rid of. So you would see what the comic on one end was and what the comic on the other end was, because you could turn it, but there would be a bunch of comics in the middle. So I would get Shang-Chi comics here and there. And I mean, when I was a kid, it was still, I'm not going to reveal how fucking old I am, but let me tell you, werewolves can live to be pretty old. But when I was a kid, it was the whole Bruce Lee thing, with the rise of the 80s action hero and stuff. Before that, it was all Bruce Lee. 70s, very early 80s, it was still Bruce Lee. So those comics were kind of trying to capitalize, trying to get money off that whole Bruce Lee phase still. So even as a kid reading those comics, they never meshed well with, the stuff that I was in, the Spider-Mans, the Captain Americas, even shit like Godzilla and shit like that. It never meshed properly with me. It was always a separate entity. It was always something that I read when I was absolutely bored, or you go somewhere with your mom and then she just grabs like a couple books and some comic books and shit. This is before Game Boys and shit, but she would grab some shit like, here, I brought you some fucking shit. Just sit down in the waiting room, shut the fuck up, read these. So it never meshed well. But and then looking at this trailer, it further seems like just a weird distant cousin of Marvel. It doesn't even seem, there was nothing in there except for I assume you watched the trailer, but there's nothing in there really that connects to this Marvel universe except for the Mandarin, which we finally have a real Mandarin besides Ben Kingsley. And again, even seeing that, I wasn't impressed with that. That did absolutely nothing for me, seeing the real Mandarin. And also, I think maybe had they done the real Mandarin earlier on in the whole series, it would probably have a bigger effect. But this is post Thanos, post Loki, post fucking, oh god, the fucking firehead dude from Doctor Strange. I can't remember fucking, but I mean, even more though, even people like that, it doesn't really seem like a threat. I mean, maybe if we're talking about the whole street level heroes and stuff, but even with the street level heroes, they've kind of raised them up to let you know, like, yeah, these are street level heroes. These are people patrolling the streets of New York, stopping muggers, shit like that. But if need be, we can take them to another level. They can join other heroes. Or if they're by themselves, if they reach down deep enough, they can pull that strength out of themselves and defeat these aliens or superpower beings or whatever the fuck. So I'm not impressed with the villain. Hopefully he's kind of, the figurehead that brings in other, like you always have this mastermind or some kind of millionaire or billionaire who's evil, and he can't get it done himself, but he knows what needs to be done. He's the brains of the operation, so he goes and gets henchmen or aligns himself with other people. And I mean, if that's the case, then hopefully they have somebody who's a bigger threat than him. Or I mean, I'm saying, just fucking OP the fucking rings and just have it, kind of like a mini gauntlet, a mini infinity gauntlet type of deal, to where with those rings he's a motherfucker to deal with, even for people that are super powered, the Hulks, the fucking whatever, whoever the fuck is left after fucking Endgame. But I'm underwhelmed by the whole fucking thing. It just, I don't know, it didn't have that whole, I mean, I'm sitting there scrolling through my shit, getting ready for work. I see a new trailer, I'm hype as fuck. It just didn't have that pop. It didn't have that, the rewatchability. Usually when you have a Marvel trailer, DC trailer, even, the off-brands that are coming up with shit. You have whoever the fuck is doing Invincible, Amazon or Hulu, or you got Invincible, you got The Boys, you got, I mean, even those trailers, you watch those, you need a good 10, 15 minutes, because you're going to rewatch it 3-4 times. You're sending it out to people, to your friends that haven't seen it yet and all that shit. So it just didn't have that. And then a lot of the scenes, just how they looked, how they were structured, it looked like it was derivative of so many other things. Like, like the shit with the bus. Obviously, that's going to take your mind to Speed. I mean, that's been decades old, but still, that's the first thing I think. I'm like, oh, this looks like a scene out of Speed. You see another thing, just with the colors and everything. I was like, oh, this looks like that one scene out of fucking not Spectre. One of the James Bond movies. There was a scene in the trailer that looked exactly like a scene from one of the recent James Bond movies. It just a lot of the shit. It looked like it was fucking deleted scenes from other movies. It looked like they wanted to do a piece of John Wick. They wanted to do a piece of fucking Mortal Kombat. A piece of this, a piece of that. It doesn't, right now it doesn't look good. I mean, granted, I could see this, I'm a person who has no problem. I could see something and be like, that shit looks whack as fuck. I don't want anything to fucking do with it. I don't want to watch it. That fucking meal that looks like shit, I don't want to eat it, despite whatever you're fucking telling me is delicious. Oh crap, excuse me, had a Red Bull. But then, what I'm saying, if I, I'll try the shit, and if it's good and I'm wrong, I have no problem. No problem. Anybody who knows me know that. I'll say, I'll be like, man, I was wrong about it. This is great. I fucking like it. But right now, as where it stands, this shit looks fucking boring. It looks serviceable. It looks like if you had absolutely nothing to do and you had a couple blunts and it's late at night, you could throw it in and be like, fuck it. There's nothing else to watch. I'll fucking, and you wouldn't be completely disappointed. You'd be like, okay, it served its purpose for the 2 hours that I needed before I go to sleep. But it definitely doesn't look like anything I'm gonna go out of my way to watch. I mean, even like the Mortal Kombat movie, it doesn't come out until Friday, I think, and this is Monday right now. I could have watched it last night, a bootleg of it, but I don't want to see it that bad. I'm just gonna wait until it comes on HBO Max, and then I'm gonna watch it properly. But I mean, even shit like that, I am much more excited for the Mortal Kombat than I am the fucking Shang-Chi movie. And even with the Mortal Kombat, I'm not in a rush to see it. So the whole Shang-Chi shit, I'm really not trying to go out. But what like I think they need to do for fans like me, and even fans that are super casual, for your next trailers, introduce something that is familiar to them. I mean, who gives a fuck if it ends up spoiling something? Because right now, just looking at it, it doesn't have, it hasn't hooked me. And if it hasn't hooked me, I'm not a fucking encyclopedia of comic books, but I've loved this shit my whole life. I like what I like. But even for somebody like me, who's more than casual, as far as, watching superhero movies, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. So I can't imagine with other people, who see it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they watch it, they see the Marvel logo, and then they're watching it. They're like, what the? Okay, so wait, Marvel's comic books, right? Marvel's superheroes, Marvel's. Okay, because this doesn't look. I can imagine that going through their head, and then just immediately their interest just being exactly what it was before they even watched the fucking trailer. I just think they're doing a poor job with this trailer. I mean, again, you're probably gonna see 2 more trailers before the shit comes out, so there's plenty of time to change shit. Another thing is that Marvel has been so good at educating its audience who isn't into comic books, who doesn't even want to take the time. I mean, everybody Googles shit nowadays, but you still have people that they're not gonna sit there and fucking spend 15, 20 minutes to get the proper knowledge to fully understand a movie that they have no prior information on. Just a lot of people, they're just not going to do it. They're just going to be like, if the information isn't in the movie, it's not a good movie. But Marvel needs to, the way they've educated the audience, as far as throwing out these small 5-minute videos that give you a timeline of things, or these making of videos, or they've been so good at getting that to you without you seeking it. You just happen to see this shit, and then you learn from it, and then not only does that educate you on the characters, the story, where they're going, etc., but it gets you excited for it. So it's almost like another trailer, but with some kind of entertainment, educational purpose. You dig what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm just dragging this video out. I'm just disappointed. Because the fucking trailer caught me by surprise. I'm having a shitty day. I don't feel good. I gotta go to work, and then you see, oh fuck, a new Marvel trailer, and I didn't see anything in there that was like, okay, which usually these trailers have something. Just like with the Zack Snyder Justice League trailer. Trailer was good, music spectacular in all of his trailers, editing, all that, visuals. Then they hit you with the Joker in the end. As if to be like, okay, if the previous 3 minutes didn't get you, motherfucker, take a seat for these last fucking 10 seconds. Because you about to have your fucking prostate milked. But right now, as it stands, Shang-Chi trailer, I didn't have any, it wasn't excited for it when I heard they were making it. I questioned why they were making it. But again, it's for the Asian audience. They want to get that dollar. And they don't give a fuck about sweatshops. They don't give a fuck about politics. They don't give a fuck about any of that other shit. It's all about the almighty yen, or whatever the fuck other countries that they're catering to have. That's what it's all about. It's all about the money. Once the money slows down, then you'll start to see people, giving a shit about human rights and all that other shit. It's a sad fact, but that's the way it is, and it's not just in the Far East. That's everywhere. The poor people don't give a shit. Rich people don't give a shit about the poor people, and it's always been that way. It will always be that way. So, yeah, done rambling. Shang-Chi trailer. I mean, again, if you like, generic karate, cool. Have fun with that. But with me, the Marvel standard, especially after shitty WandaVision, shitty Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got a shitty trailer. I don't know what the fuck Marvel is doing, but if these other companies were smart, they would take a page out of Niccolo Machiavelli's The Prince, The Godfather, and they would attack now when your enemy is at his weakest. So, it's your boy Winston Wolf. Shang-Chi trailer, I'm out.